Have you been accused of shoplifting here in Vista? If you've recently been arrested or given a citation for shoplifting in Vista, stick around. I think you're going to like this video. My name is Dodd. I've been a criminal defense attorney for almost 22 years now here in California. We have an office in downtown San Diego in Vista, right across the courthouse from Vista. The Vista courthouse is 325 South Melrose. We're directly across the street on Melrose Avenue. We also serve all of Orange County. We have an office in Santa Ana as well. So today, what we're going to talk about is a Vista shoplifting case, a Vista petty theft case. Now, if you were given a citation anywhere in the North County area, whether it was in Carlsbad, whether it was in Escondido, whether it was in Vista, San Marcos, Oceanside, if you have been given a citation in any one of those cities, you're going to have a court date coming up at 325 South Melrose in Vista. And today we're only going to talk about a Vista shoplifting case, a Vista petty theft case, a San Marcos petty theft case, an Oceanside petty theft case, a Escondido petty theft case, a Carlsbad petty theft case. Now, what is the common scenario here? You know, you go to a department store, whether you're at a Target, whether you're at the mall, and you go to Macy's or you go to Nordstrom's, and you end up taking an item. Loss prevention officers follow you, they get you, they bring you back to the office, they get the items back, then they give you a citation. Now you have a promise to appear in court at the Vista Courthouse at 325 South Melrose. You have an arraignment coming up because you've been charged with a misdemeanor petty theft. Now, what is a misdemeanor? A misdemeanor is anything under $950. If it's more than that, then you would have been hit with a felony. We're only going to talk about a misdemeanor theft charge. Don't stress out. I know you have a lot of anxiety right now watching this video, but we will get through the bump in the road and we'll get through this together. How does this work on your Vista petty theft case? Now, the first thing that we do on any of these petty theft cases, regardless of where it's from, is we get you started automatically on an anti-theft course. Now, let's be very clear here. A lot of cases that I get, my clients say, well, Dodd, I never walked out of that store. You know, but you went past every point of sale and you were about to walk out of that door and the loss prevention officer stopped you and you say, hey, I never left the store. How could they charge me with a petty theft? Why? Because under California laws, under the elements of petty theft, under Penal Code Section 484, a theft is the taking and carrying away the personal property of another with the intent to deprive permanently. Now, the key issue here is the intent, right? When you walk by that last point of sale and you're about to walk outside, you had already formed the intent to take that item, even before you stepped out. So the fact that you never stepped out of the store really is not an issue. You know, it's also not a defense that, oh, I had money, I was going to pay for it, I just forgot. Because the moment you form that intent to steal, they can get you on the theft charge. Now, it's hard for them to prove intent. Maybe you might have forgot to pay. Maybe you were at a self-checkout and you forgot to scan an item. You know, those are all possible defenses, but more likely than not, a lot of these cases I get, well, I never stepped out of the store. How could they get me on theft? I forgot to scan an item. How could they get me on theft? Well, it all comes down to your intent. But let's talk about what we do on these petty theft cases, because everybody says I can't have a theft-related offense on my record, and nobody wants a theft-related offense on their record, because here in California, a theft-related offense is a crime of moral turpitude, right? It's a crime of moral turpitude. It shows that you are a dishonest person. Therefore, nobody wants to have a petty theft on their record. So the first thing we do is we start you on an online anti-theft course. And we handle the arraignment. You do not have to appear with us at your first court date. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to work out a deal with the DA's office, with the city attorney's office, that since you've already completed these theft courses, if we can continue the case out for a certain period of time, you remain law-abiding, there might be some other terms and conditions that they might want you to do, maybe some volunteer work, and if we continue the case out maybe for a year and you remain law-abiding for that year, can we get the case dismissed? It's what we call misdemeanor diversion, meaning you don't have to plead to anything. You do some work on the front end, the courses, maybe some volunteer work, maybe some counseling, something that the DA wants, and then the case gets continued. We can have some review hearings every 90 days, and as long as you remain law-abiding in that time frame, your case most likely would get dismissed if you did everything you're supposed to do. Now, this is all assuming that this is a first-time offense, you have no criminal record, and the judge grants you diversion. The DA agrees to the diversion, does not oppose to it. Even if the DA opposes the diversion, we file the motions and we can have hearings, and ultimately, most likely, if it's a low-level theft charge, you have no criminal record, you're young, you're working, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, there's a very high likelihood that diversion would get granted, and eventually this case would be off your record. So if you've picked up a theft charge, I know you're freaking out, you're stressed out, you think you're going to lose your job, you think you're going to lose your kids. Don't stress out. You'll get through this. You can call us 619-814-5110. You can give us a call 8334-DOD-LAW. You can go to our website www.dodlaw.com and just fill out a form, and me or one of my attorneys, we can call you and we can give you a free consultation on your Vista petty theft case. Remember, don't freak out. We'll start you with some online theft courses, maybe some volunteer work. We might file a misdemeanor diversion motion, and eventually the whole goal is to get this case completely off your record so it will never affect you in the future at all. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. Have a great day.